I used to work for a university that had a joint linkage grant with the Arcitecta. After I left university, I got offered a job here at the Arcitecta.
I was working at Melbourne University Centre for Neuroscience, and we were using MediaFlux. So I was kind of in the client side of using MediaFlux, and I met Jason, and then eventually he headhunted me from there.
Basically, the Arcitecta's lawyer set up a blind business lunch for Jason and myself, and 2 hours or 2.5 hours later, he asked me whether I can give him a proposal.
Yeah, it's a funny story, but I think we can kind of put it down to fate of Jason meeting a friend of mine in a funny place.
Oh well, I found the Arcitecta job post on University of Melbourne Careers Online. After I research about Arcitecta, I find that we have actually a lot of common values. That's why I wrote a very love letter-like application to Arcitecta, and they've loved to meet me immediately.
I'm a senior software engineer.
I'm the Office and Accounts Manager.
I'm the head of healthcare solutions, where we help clients from healthcare industry of all sorts of size to manage their research and clinical data.
Mainly software engineering, all kinds.
I'm a software developer, mainly focusing on web apps and front-end stuff.
My role is Director of Marketing, and I'm responsible for engagement as well, whether this is with governments or the university. And my key objective is really to turn marketing into a conversation with potential clients and employees.
I work on the marketing team, but my role is pretty varied, and we just kind of go with the flow with what's most important at the time.
I'm the graphic design officer, so I work really closely with the marketing team, doing things like website, promotional materials, merchandise, and anything kind of visual and creative I'm involved in.
Well, I'm currently being a software developer in Arcitecta and developing a MediaFlux web application.
How much we can actually empower our users in what they do, regardless of what it is.
The fact that it's ever changing, it's just getting bigger and bigger every day since I started. I've been here for 5 years. It's just got bigger and bigger.
This is a data era, and we are data people. I think that by itself is exciting enough.
Technical work, it's very challenging work here, which is always very interesting for software engineering point of view. Also, it's a very good team here.
Just the huge variety of things we get to work on, as well as the tools that we have to implement those things. Lots of exciting stuff.
What really excites me about Arcitecta is that we continuously seem to push the boundaries, whether this is with the technology or whether this is with marketing. And I really enjoy working with an outstanding CEO who's ready to support all of our crazy ideas.
I think the people are so smart, and it's very exciting to be around that energy. We work on some really big projects that are going to change the way that people deal with data and effectively change the way that people live.
I like being in an environment that I wouldn't normally be a part of, and just hearing about all the cool projects that we're doing at Arcitecta, all the companies we're working with, and all the changes that we're trying to make in the way that people manage data.
Outside of work, my passions are currently mainly my family. I have a young child, she's just 2 years old.
I spend a lot of time at the beach on Mornington Peninsula, and I don't go fishing, but I spend a lot of time in the boat over summertime.
I am very passionate about my startup that I have, so in terms of robotics and AI, applying robotics and AI technologies in agriculture. There is a massive opportunity for automation and technology to contribute in that sector. So that's my passion. In terms of hobby, I don't know, maybe photography if I want to claim something as a hobby.
I'm really into music, playing music. I also make music, electronic music usually. I'm also into lots of different programming things, like I do games and make programming kind of art things, yeah.
If you talk about my passion, my secret passion at home, it's absolutely cooking. Going to the market on the weekend and feed my family with a whole feast.
I have too many hobbies and fingers in many pies, but I guess I'm a bit of an entrepreneur. I'm very into fashion, music, anything in the arts, resting, Wellness. That's it.
Outside of work, I'm passionate about drawing. I love music as well, but the thing I most like is to hang out with Australian people. As an international student, I like to be involved in Australian community.
So I'm a film student, so making films is probably my main hobby, but I also really like photography and playing piano and bushwalking. Yeah.